Claudia Fernandez, a researcher in the EU Smart, Healthy, Age-Friendly Environments project. And yes, on April, we submitted a response to the EU Green Paper on aging. For doing so, we participated on an interactive virtual co-creation workshop using Mentimeter as well, so that every participant had their voice heard. So these results come from the voices of these organizations that are part of EU SHAFE, and Jose Miguel has already mentioned the organizations, but here they are. This participatory horizontal approach is important because this spirit permeates throughout the whole document. So we gathered 256 answers to all the questions, and this is a summary analyzed through the lens of the role of new technologies in keeping older people at work and good health. In reality, our document talks more about the role of older people in the design and implementations of these new technologies. This is what our shared experiences and learning from the good practices in our partner regions have taught us. So this is one of our suggestions: listening to older people's voices, considering their different contexts and aiming at inclusion. The EU Green Paper on Aging acknowledges the great potential of new technologies for sustainable healthcare. Another suggestion from EU SHAFE was to support projects that showcase these technologies so that citizens can familiarize themselves and have better understanding of how they can avail of the benefits of technology on a daily basis. Here we can see an example of a good practice that does precisely that. This one is Dogs in Aarhus, and another one is Hands-on SHAFE. And both, well, actually people from Hands-on SHAFE are in this call, and both good practices tackle the fear of technology, and at the same time, they enable the silver economy. Another suggestion was simple language for all public services and information. For example, with pension schemes. When we were discussing this topic, we agreed pension schemes were a complicated one. And here we were talking about age-friendly experts, but also European citizens, acknowledging the complexity of pension schemes. We have to consider that not everyone has the same level of literacy, and this factor is related to income. So new technologies can help to communicate with older people more effectively, regardless of their education or social status, by translating the message to simple language, in whichever media it is distributed, so that everyone understands how their pension schemes work. And also, what about sign language? New technologies could help filling this gap on digital inclusion. There are ongoing research projects about simple language automated translation. So user-friendly and inclusive communication on all public information opens the path, not only for an optimal retirement scenario, but to better health literacy, and why not, eco-friendly aging in place that reduces energy poverty by explaining how energy grants work. In our project regions like Lauf and Hamburg, there are best practices that already provide information in simple language, but technology can make it widespread and so accessible and easy that it becomes mandatory. So this one is a good practice in Hamburg. It's a health kiosk that provides healthcare information in simple language. We propose to consider social participation as an enabler for good health, because study shows that social participation can reverse older people's physical decline. So digital civic engagement as a form of social participation combined with citizen science could be a path to include older people in the creation of public systems, products, and environments. During these circumstances, we experienced how technology played a crucial role in communicating with our loved ones or be invisible to them, so digital literacy was key. Of course, training is mandatory, but we can make the learning curve smoother and more inclusive if we involve other people on the creation of technologies. An example of participatory approach is this good practice in Friendly Cities for All in Vizcaya. Here is the website, ciudadesamigables.com, which is a project in which citizens provide feedback to make basically accessibility mapping on an urban scale. Volunteering has played a big role in helping us fight these hard times, especially for all the adults. The EU Green Paper mentions that about a fifth of 65 to 74-year-olds participate in formal volunteering, while people aged 75 plus also remain engaged when their health allows. Our suggestion was to take a closer look into volunteer strategies. For example, having a well-established digital volunteering database that records volunteer activities, quantifies effort in hours, and allows them to apply for further opportunities can help us identify which are the jobs that older adults choose and create more ad hoc policies, contract facilities, etc. that allows this socially engaged human resources to stay in the workforce for a longer period, of course, considering GDPR. Then again, our partner regions, in this case, it was Slovenia, have examples of these practices that could be replicated throughout Europe and enhanced with digitalization. Lastly, we took a look at what's guiding how we perceive and measure healthy aging, and this led us to the Active Aging Index. Our suggestion here is to reconsider some of the factors that make social participation. And here you can see this one factor is a bit controversial: taking care to children and grandchildren. While partners in our regions, like Age-Friendly Ireland, are fighting to empower older adults and telling them that it is okay not to be able or do not want to take care of their grandchildren, including this into active aging is a bit contradictory and could be problematic if we use this to create policy. I mean, there are some regions in which it's cultural, but all that we are saying is that it is not meant to be an expectation for older adults. As well, it has to be mentioned that it doesn't measure older people's leisure activities. Maybe if we had a better knowledge of that, gap on the silver economy could be filled. The extended lifespan is a reality and is happening. So let's create an environment where it is a healthier, happier, affordable, better quality of life, greater dignity, and fun. Finally, following the Europe Digital Agenda, isn't now the best time to start also measuring older people's digital participation? And for this, to close this presentation, I want to ask an honest question, just out of curiosity. Irina also said like a preliminary to this question, but since this consultation was a digital conclusion, a digital consultation, how many older adults that are struggling to keep themselves in good health and want to remain in the workforce participated directly on this public consultation? How many people do you know? Was there requesting a format that they could use on their own? The role of new technologies could be precisely to widen that avenue. Maybe make it next time more than 133. Well, I don't know. What about 1,000? So that was it. Thank you for your time and attention. I would love